good to stretch, you know. Oh, just roll it out like this. Oh, the body gets tight. All the mind's busyness. You know, the connection between your mind and your body. You know, whatever's going on in your mind, if it's busy and full of stuff, then your body is going to experience exactly the same. Exactly the same. So, you know, if that's going on, then be aware of it in your body and make some adjustments. Stretch, regular stretching. So if you're at work, if you're sat in front of a computer, just every, 10-15 minutes, really just stop what you're doing and have a good stretch, Oh, dancing's good too, but even just, a stretch like this. And it helps to release build-up of chemical build-up in the body. So it helps to release those things as well. Shoulders is good. I carry a lot of tension here. So I carry a lot of weight from my mind in these areas of my body and my stomach area too. So just be kind to yourself. That's it. Take some breaths. And the connecting to the body aspect, actually noticing and releasing the tension slows you down. Can you feel that? Even in me, if you're watching me, can you see how my energy has shifted? And I've slowed down, my breathing has changed. If you notice all these aspects of yourself, that the body is an awesome feedback machine. It's like amazing. We tend not to give it too much credence. And the joy is that when we notice it more and notice what it's doing and realizing that we have a relationship with our body, we are the master of the ship, we're the master of our body temple, then we can feel more empowered physically and with our health and vitality, and we'll be more inclined to seek inwards for guidance on how to restore or realign imbalances within the body, rather than needing to go and seek help from others outside of ourselves. When we connect, when we're able to connect more with the inner world within, what we will begin to realise and know is that there's a whole network going on. There's a whole connection going on where all the answers are already there. So we're all connected to one another on a different plane, different energetic plane. So all the answers that you're seeking are all there. And we share. It's like this information highway. Intergalactic information highway. So nothing is fundamentally impossible. So self-healing is possible. It's doable. I practice it. So let's just, if you're sitting down on the floor or on a chair, just notice the sensation of sitting and just feel that groundedness and that connection to earth, because this is what we're going to be meditating on, contemplating, is our connection to the earth and our perception of the earth. Collectively, our perception of the earth has changed. And I invite you to consider that the earth is an entity in of itself. The earth has an aliveness. It's able to self-heal. It has the knowledge and the wisdom, the self-love and compassion to heal itself in a perfect way. As do I and you, the same. When we connect, go inward and connect to that intergalactic connection, the intergalactic highway of knowledge, wisdom and love. So imagine that the earth is an entity in its own right. It has an aliveness. It has capacity for self-healing. It has an intelligence, not of the mind. It has a cosmic intelligence, a higher intelligence. So with that in mind, I invite you to shift your perception and your perspective into one of trust. To trust the entity, to trust the earth. The earth knows it's following its own trajectory. It has free will and it's able to make its own choices. This does not render us completely redundant. We have the opportunity and the capacity to connect intimately with this aliveness of the earth as an entity, through meditative, contemplative states, higher states of consciousness and awareness. Now, from the perspective of my gifts as an illuminator, someone who brings the opportunity for clarity to the one who is suffering, it is not of the highest benefit of the one who is suffering for me to coddle their suffering, align with their suffering, defend their suffering, collude with their suffering, fight for their suffering. What do you think may be of most benefit to the one who is suffering? It's allowance, allowing the other to fully experience what it is that feels to them like suffering, and hold that space so tenderly, in such tender loving care, that they feel held and they feel safe, and they realise their eternal qualities, and they begin to have reverence for themselves as infinite creators. It's truly magical, mystical. When we resist suffering, fight it, deny it, shame it, when we do anything that disallows it to have its full expression expressed, then we feed it, and it will only get larger, more deeply corrosive. Suffering is not bad. Suffering is merely a choice, and everything that is created is created from love and wisdom. There is nothing inherently wrong or bad in suffering. We just need not suffer alone. We can allow ourselves to feel guilty, shame, sad, frightened. We can allow ourselves to feel all of that, and then watch it dissolve. Watch it dissolve and realise that it doesn't actually hold any real power, any true power, in contrast to who we really are as beings of light. Immense power, immense power. So, with this in mind, can we trust our planet as an entity in its own right, with an intelligence, a cosmic divine intelligence, able to make its own choices? If we can reflect that in ourselves, the planet will reflect it back to us. So if we can do all these things for ourselves, then so too will the earth reflect that back to us. When the fires happen in the forests, enter the fire. Do not be afraid, for it is not what you think it is. I mean, you can choose to enter the fire physically, but I'm not sure how our belief systems currently would deal with that. So for me, it's through a contemplation, a visioning. And I will experience the sensations and the alchemy that fire represents. There is no suffering, only that which you suffer unto yourself, and then see played out in the world around you. Be and allow your own suffering to have its space, its place, ride the wave right to the end, like the dream, like the nightmare. Ride it all the way out to the end. Be curious. Be curious. See what happens. I promise you. All is well. Take some breaths. Happy as a bird, I am.